What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of JB360. What we have here today is the Hiboy C1 folding electric bike. Now this is Hiboy's smallest e-bike. They have a handful of e-bikes, I think around like 4 or 5 in their series, but this is definitely the smallest one that they have. And if you're looking at this and you're saying it does look familiar, it actually does, because the design and the whole sort of like size of it and all kind of resembles the Jetson Bolt Pro, if you guys remember, or actually the Jetson Bolt, which was Costco's best-selling e-bike. I think it was as of like 2023 or 2022. But you know, since then there've been a bunch of companies out that have come out with a similar e-bike, the C1 included. So I guess, you know, people have made improvements, people have made adjustments here and there. It's fairly light. I believe it weighs about 30 pounds, 35 pounds, I would say. It's sporting a 350 watt motor in the back, equipped with front and rear cable brakes. We also have here a twist throttle over here on the dash. Very, very simple. In terms of breaking down the bike, all you would really need to do here is hit this latch up here, open it, and bend this stem down, and you can actually take the pedals here and actually fold them like that for added storage. Kind of click that right there. Yeah, it's fairly compact, and you can, you know, bring down this seat if you have it up to the dash over here. This is equipped with 3 speed modes. We have Eco, which to switch between modes you would hit the power button 2 times, and right here, that's your mode 2. And then mode 3, which is the fastest mode, Sport, will get you up to 20 miles an hour as listed by the manufacturer. It also comes equipped with this little bell here. I mean, it's nice because I mean, you're probably going to be mostly riding this on the paths, so definitely great for pedestrians. You also have a front suspension here, which is you know, it's not great, I would say. I mean, hitting bumps in here we're not too bad, but it is suspension, so we can't complain. Over here, even though there is no rear suspension, you do have these sort of like coil cushions underneath the seat that do give you that little bit of less vibration when hitting over bumps and stuff like that. So that's really nice. So to turn off the scooter, we're actually going to hold down the power button here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to access the on-the-go battery. So over here, if you look over on this side towards the back, you'll see here there's like this little handle, and there's also a charging port here for the battery. And to unlock the battery, actually all you would need to do is use one of the standard 2 keys it comes with. So you would take this key over here, and to access the battery, there's actually this sort of key port right here, and then you just kind of slip that off. Do this with the insert the key, turn it. It's hard to do it with one hand. You kind of need to do a little bit of arm strength, but as you can see here, we have the battery pack. This is 36 volts, 7.8 amp hours, 280.8 watt hours. And what makes this really, really great, so say you are, you know, commuting to work, and you know, you're not allowed to bring your bike within your building, or you need to keep it downstairs, you can actually remove this pack and bring it upstairs, like pretty much like put this in your bag, for instance. And with the included charging cable, you pretty much just charge it at work, which is awesome. And it's small enough that, you know, it's not like obvious that you're bringing in an e-bike battery. So I think this is very great in terms of on-the-go charging, because you know, it keeps you kind of like topped off in a way. If you do have access to a charger or to an outlet, it's great. I would say even if you're going out to have coffee, say you're going to Starbucks or something like that, you know, I think it's definitely a great option. You just kind of like ride over to your coffee shop, unplug this, you know, lock your bike outside, and just charge this while you're, you know, working on spreadsheets or something like that. And it also comes with this really convenient grab handle, so you can just kind of like carry it like this. You just kind of like walk around, you know, transporting it. Very easy, very modular in terms of the design. So one thing you want to do also, you want to also make sure that you have the battery locked. So this key acts as a lock for this, so no one can just like pull out your battery. Other features, it does have a brake light over here. So when you hit the levers, you have this little indicator over here. And to turn on the light, as with most scooters and most e-bikes, press that power button once and you'll get the little little headlight over there. So not too bad at all. Let's give this thing a spin, take it to work. Probably obviously going to charge it in the office, and towards the end of this ride I'll let you guys know what I think about it, whether I would recommend it, whether I wouldn't, ride quality, suspension, how it handles bumps in New York City. And yeah, any other questions you guys can leave in the comments. I'll be sure to answer them as best as I can. But yeah, let's go ahead and take this thing for a spin. In the city, I'm gonna start out in mode 3, and I'm gonna test out the modes probably later on once we get on the path. But yeah, let's go. So when you do hit the throttle, if you like just crank it, like just from the jump, it's a very slow ascent in terms of acceleration. So you're not sort of getting thrown off of your seat from the torque. But the good thing is it doesn't have that, which is nice. All right, let's go here. The front suspension is handling bumps pretty well, not too bad. But yeah, in terms of speed, it's definitely your typical sort of like city commuter. I think in a place like New York City, or if you're in any type of urban environment, you don't really need to be going like over 20 or 30 miles an hour. I think like 20 or 30 is a good cap. All right, so I'm gonna pedal here and just see. Oh, in terms of pedaling, interesting. So I have the mode turned all the way up to sport, but the pedal assist is only allowing me to go about 10 or 11 miles an hour. So I'm kind of wondering if there's any acceleration at all. So look, when I hit the throttle here, when I twist it, you sort of get up to speed to its max. Yeah, so that is very interesting that the pedal assist doesn't allow you to really go to the max. So to get to your top speed, you'd have to just use throttle only, which is kind of interesting. I'm kind of questioning why they went with that route, but as you can see, I'm pedaling here, and it's kind of just going at a slow pace, about 10 miles an hour, 11 miles an hour. But either way, so on mode 3, we're topping at about 18, 19 miles an hour. Yeah, we hit 20. Let's see, I'm gonna flip it into Eco, throttle only. Eco's about 9 miles an hour. Now let's flip it to mode 2, and we're gonna get a little bit of a gradual increase here. So about 15, 16 miles an hour, not too bad. Sort of the ride stance for this is definitely a little bit more different than most standard like e-bikes. If you notice, this stem is very similar to what Hiboy has on some of their stand-up scooters, and it's just kind of weird. Yeah, it's very interesting. I think the turning and sort of like getting used to the the whole movement of the bike with like a tall stem definitely does take a little bit of getting used to. Whew. All right. On your right. See, full brake stop here. Not too bad. 180 mil, 160 mil rotors. And suspension actually has some good travel in the front. Not too bad. Interesting. What the fuck? Two city bike guys fighting with each other. That is just amazing. The guy almost got run over. Oh jeez. Gotta love riding in New York City. Ooh. Thank goodness she looked. Oh my gosh. It is scary riding here in New York City, especially on the bike path. It's a lot of obstacles you gotta look out for, especially these people that just like kind of like open their doors. But this gets the speed pretty good. I think if you don't have any type of charging source, the C1 will probably get you a good like 9-10 miles off of one charge. I'm just guesstimating here, but judging from what we've done so far, which is about 6 miles, and we're already close to kind of 1 bar or empty.
I'm listening to you. You've only done 6 miles.
Yeah.
You're already down to 1 bar.
1 bar, exactly.
It's just sad.
It's crazy.
Like, you might as well just ride a regular bike.
Well, that analog biker was definitely not a fan of this bike. Judging from his comments, but you guys be the judge. I mean, could you see yourself kind of using this in sort of your normal everyday commute? All right, guys, we are on our way out and about, flowing through traffic here. So the brakes actually feel pretty good, considering they're just cable brakes. I mean, you're not going to be going super fast with this, but when you do engage at least one brake, it grabs pretty hard, which is nice. And I was glad I was able to charge up at work, so I got a fully charged battery, which is nice. Oh yeah. Ooh. Handling the bumps pretty well. Not too bad. And I'm assuming that the bike doesn't have regen. I don't see any extra brake sensors. Actually, I do see brake indicators, but they might just be for the rear light. So I don't think there is regen enabled on this on the C1. So in terms of the seat cushion, it's kind of you know, it's on the comfortable side. I would say, you know, it's not going to be as comfortable as like sort of like a solid seat or like maybe like a moto seat, but I mean, it gets the job done for like an hour or two of riding. All right, guys, so we're on the path here. It's a beautiful, actually I gotta say, it's a beautiful hot day in New York City. All the bikers are out. But it does a good job of keeping up with traffic, keeping up with other cyclists on the bike path. Oh, damn. Are they riding? Man, they were riding 2 up on the Xiaomi scooter. I think it can only handle like 200 pounds or something like that. It's crazy. Back over in Staten Island, just left the ferry, and I'm gonna do a little bit of a hill climbing test. This is a pretty steep hill coming out of the boat, so I have it on mode 3, highest mode, and we're hitting about 11-12 miles an hour, which is pretty not bad actually. We're just kind of climbing here. Still have a good 4 bars on the battery life indicator, so pretty solid. Oh man, 14 as we're getting closer to the top. Really nice. We have the C1 here, and let's go over some pros and cons, because this e-bike is definitely not for everyone. So pros, portability. The fact that you can kind of fold the stem bar down, fold in these pedals as well for easy storage is definitely a big plus. I think for anybody that's living in sort of like a small apartment, or if they're just looking to store it inside the office, definitely a good option in terms of commuter. It is a very manageable size, not that heavy like I said, very, very light in terms of carrying. You can pretty much one arm it if you wanted to. And yeah, I think portability, form factor is definitely a big pro. The second pro I have to say is sort of a double-edged sword, but we'll go over the cons later. But one pro I would have to say is definitely the on-the-go charging ability that you have with the removable battery. The fact that when you remove this thing, it's pretty much a good size to kind of like carry with you in any type of setting and charge it. If you do have access to an outlet, which makes it super easy to kind of just do what you need to do at your destination, and kind of leave your battery charging, and then just be on the go right after that. Grab handle right here in terms of pulling out the battery, the charge port right over here, easy access. And you also do have the locking capability, so no one can just kind of pull out your battery. I love that feature with this. It's super modular, fits right in the frame, very discreet, and yeah, I mean, this thing for charging on the go, it's definitely a winner in my book. A few cons here, actually maybe 2 main cons: the pedal assist, the lack of pedal assist feature, the fact that you can't really pedal this thing more than 10 miles an hour is kind of, I would say, is a little bit of a letdown, because the fact that you do have the single freewheel here and it's not activating the motor, it's kind of a little bit of a bummer. I would have expected it to kind of go at least 20 miles an hour or at least 15 miles an hour while using pedal assist. But yeah, if anybody has the C1 and knows like if there's anything wrong with this unit where the pedal assist isn't working, let me know in the comments below. The second con I would talk about would definitely be the battery life. This is just under 8 amp hours, and I'm not even sure what cells they're using for the battery, but the fact that you do, like I mentioned before, it is like a double-edged sword. The fact that you do have to constantly charge it because you're not getting that much range out of this battery. So like I mentioned earlier in this review, this is kind of really mainly for like the short to medium commutes. I don't really see this being more of like a long range commuter. Like if your commute is about like 20 miles, like you're not really going to get much out of this, and it's going to be tough to really maintain charge with the battery. You know, I do wish that Hiboy kind of made the battery a little bit bigger, possibly even upping it to about 15 amp hours, just to kind of, you know, get that sort of last mile range with the bike. I believe it, I feel as though it still does have the capabilities or the space to kind of like add in some more amp hours. Like, you don't have access to a charger or an outlet, you will be out of luck, because this does not get that much range without having a constant charge or a access to an outlet when you're at your destination. Other than that, I do like the simplicity of it. I mean, they kept it really, you know, sort of straightforward in terms of the design. 350 watt motor. I would have loved to see this as a 48 volt model. 36 volts is a little underperforming for this kind of thing, but you know, after riding this, there is definitely a little bit of a sketchiness sort of when you get up to speed, like especially 20 miles an hour, especially with these like thin wheels. I think they're not really made to go that fast. I believe the C1 can definitely benefit people that are, you know, either going to university, going to college, have short commutes, or, you know, the regular commuter that's maybe not traveling over 10 or 15 miles. This is definitely a perfect bike for that little short commute, little short to medium commute. But yeah, other than that, it's a solid e-bike, super small. And I'm even wondering if you could actually bring this on the plane, which I'm going to look up and see what the regulations are with the FAA, and see, you know, if there is sort of like a amp hour capacity or a watt hour capacity for this kind of battery. Anyways, guys, if you like the C1, be sure to leave a comment below. Be sure to leave a thumbs up on this video. And yeah, if you enjoyed today's content, be sure to like, comment, or even subscribe.